I've been having businesses since I was 20, and these are the tips and the lessons that I would have given my younger self. Hi, my name is Esperanza, and I started a series called Pretty Girl Finance, where I teach pretty girls understand how their money works in order to create their dream life. Today, I'm not really talking about finance, but I am explaining the lessons that I have learned from building a business. The first lesson that I wish someone would have told me is to set up everything legally before you even touch anything. Yes, have the idea, have the niche, have the target audience, everything, but I just wish someone would have sit down with me and make me do everything legally, because I feel like sometimes you get lazy with all the paperwork, and it's confusing. Like, I'm an immigrant, so I don't really have someone here tell me like, oh, I know it's an excuse, but that was my way of thinking, and I just didn't really have someone to support me there. Even if I watch a ton of videos, I watched tons of videos. I even hired someone to help me, but that person ended up scamming me. I just wish I had like put attention and understand everything financially. What is an EIN number? What is that? What is an LLC? What is the difference between LLC and an S corp? All of those things. Also, I would have researched more on the industry I'm getting in and understand more like the demand, the target audience. And I know right now it sounds maybe you don't really understand, or I don't know, but just research as much as you can. Just try your best to understand. If you don't really understand the paperwork, you can call the city of wherever you're gonna operate and just call them and be like, I need help. I feel like they're gonna help you more. Hopefully they help you more than you were to do it alone. That's just an example, but I wish I would have paid more attention to everything legally and understand everything legally and how it works, because at the end, if you don't do that, if you have an EIN, if you have an LLC, but you didn't know that you had to pay $800 every year just to have your LLC open, then it's a penalty, it adds up. And I'm telling you guys this because it happened to me. I didn't know. I mean, it's part of the process, but I just wish someone would have told me to understand everything legally. Understand. Second thing that I wish I would have learned quicker or sooner is, I know it's also going to be a boring tip, but learn your numbers and do bookkeeping. Or if you don't know how to do bookkeeping, take a certification or you can hire someone. Why is this so essential? Because and I can't emphasize this more, I was mixing my money personally and my money with my business, and it was a mess. Like, I didn't even know how much to pay myself. I was paying bills through my, it was just a mess. It just makes everything harder. You don't understand where your business is at financially. Like, you end up being so confused, because I was like this for years and years. I didn't know if my business was even profiting or if it was losing, because you have to count inflation, you have to count everything. Sorry. So basically, bookkeeping is you do the math, you do the numbers, so that you know where your business is at financially, and then you can take decisions from there. Like, okay, do I need to hire more people? Am I able to afford more people? Do I need to reduce sort of bill? Also, is really important not only for your own decisions as a business owner, but also for when it comes to taxes. You're able to get in there and just know where, put all the information. I made this much, I wasted this much. Like, you're not in the office to do your taxes with a mess and paperwork. And again, this happened to me and it was embarrassing. And I wish someone would have told me about keeping my bookkeeping together. So basically, with bookkeeping, if you know what it is, just really quickly, it's like when you write down how much you make, everything, and also how much you spend, and then just keep a track of that by over the time of the month. Like, as months pass by, you're able to see a pattern, and you're able to see if you're profiting or if you're not profiting. What I use now is QuickBooks. It's super easy, super simple. It's even free. You can even take a free certification. There's free YouTube videos that give you the basics of bookkeeping. Or if you don't want to do that, you can hire a bookkeeper. I don't know. But basically, it's just make sure to get your numbers straight. Make sure you know where you're at financially in your business. Number 3, what I wish I would have told myself when I started a business. This one's a little bit not that finance or financial or boring, but it is kind of sad. And it's the third thing I wish I would have known I was starting a business is to never do business with family or friends unless there's a contract. I know that hurts. It hurt my soul saying that. But I ended up, it happened to me. I can say it happened to me as well. So I ended up having people in bad terms because I did business with them and it was a mess, and it's family, and it's like crazy when it's family. It's just insane. And I just think those two shouldn't mix. But if you like really know that, you know, for example, a friend, if you really know that you guys are in the same page, everything, you can do it with a contract, because sometimes we mix personal relationships and we have so much trust in that person that trust gets twisted, it gets messed around, and I do more than you do more than me. Yeah, but yesterday I did this, and it just turns into a mess. So it's better to, if you're gonna do it, make sure to have a contract so that you know like what your roles are, and oh look, my role was this and that, and I got paid this much, 10%, oh this and that, and you know, so there's no, it doesn't mess up the relationship, okay? But if you can avoid it, I recommend avoiding it. I will never do business with friends or family ever again. And I really doubt that I will. I don't think I will. My fourth tip that I'm going to give you is, this one's kind of sad too, because it happened to me, always happened to me, is to learn to say no when a business is no longer profitable. And I know this hurts because I had invested so much in this business that I had started. At first, it was doing very well financially, but over time, I noticed that it was costing me more, but I was actually profiting. And I was just continuing this business because I had so much care for it and so much love. And it was just something that I had, you know, started from scratch, and it's something that you build, but at the end of the day, the numbers were not making sense. My time was not making sense, and I had to learn to say no to my very own baby, to my very own thing that I had started from nothing. It's a tough decision and it's hard in the moment, but sometimes saying no is the best thing for you and for your finances. Learn to say no when a business is no longer profiting. And what I mean by this is like to basically let it go. You have to close it down. I know it sucks. Hopefully this does not happen to you. It's a business tip I wish someone had told me, because I stayed too long just being hopeful, and it just ended up hurting me more than as if I would have let it go before. And the last tip that I wish someone would have told me when I started my business is to not work harder, work smarter. And I know we always hear this, but I actually now live by this. We can only do so much. We only have two hands, we only have two eyes, and you have to learn how to build systems and trust people. I just think that as Latinos, or as, you know, hardworking people, regardless of your ethnicity, but I think especially in the Latino culture, is very normalized to overwork ourselves, overwork our body, and we even praise it. Like, I even know that in Japan culture they do that as well. Like, people are sleeping on the train on their way home. Like, no, only you working can only get you so far. It can only get you to a certain distance. But when you build systems and you have the opportunity to build a team, do it, because by hiring people, they can do things that you didn't have time to do, and it is going to expand the business and grow the business. You're not going to be killing yourself over this. Maybe you have a little less profit, but I mean, you're going to be able to expand more, take a little step back, because your business thrives when you thrive as well. By not having a system, like I said, it can only get you to a certain distance, that it's not going to bring you financial freedom, because you're basically going to get yourself another 9 to 5, but this time it's going to be a 24/7 job. Another thing that I hear with this, when I tell people like, oh, build systems, do this and that, is like, oh, but I don't trust people. Oh, but people are going to be stealing money from me. And this is a very common thing that I hear with my family members and people that I know of. And they have a very, like, this mindset that someone's gonna steal for them. And I know it's very normalized as well, like in Mexico. But, and I'm especially here, I think here too, but I don't know. Anyways, so with this, I wanna say that I feel like that's more like a limiting belief. Like that's more like a mindset. Like, well, why is someone gonna steal from you? It can happen, yes, but there's so many daily risks. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna open a business, that is gonna happen. We can't close our mind to that. So we have to learn how to trust people and know, even if someone is not good at the job that you hire them to do, train them, train them, train them, train them, and learn not to be afraid of investing in your people, because these people are going to take the business to the next level for you. So I always think it's so important to train employees and, not be a business owner, but be a leader for them, care for them, know what their dreams are, and invest in these people, because they're going to get you where you want, right? So you want to be the best person for them, and train people to be the best versions of themselves for the business. So yeah, I hope these tips helped. There's some of the things I wish someone would have told me, because I had no clue when I opened a business. I just wish you the best success, the best luck in your business. You're gonna learn more lessons, maybe not these ones that I shared, but maybe different ones. And that's okay. That's part of the process, because building a business is also building your character. If you have any questions or comments or any more lessons that you think resonate or add to this video, make sure to comment, because I will be reading them. If you like my content like so, make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.